Good day, happy travelers. Today we are talking about my favorite time of the year, autumn, fall. It's almost here. It doesn't feel like it. It's almost August. It's hot. It's very hot here in Atlanta. However, look, fall, autumn, and Disney World is a very special time to go. If you haven't considered going, please do. This video is for people who are thinking about it. Maybe you are going. And just hey, just some things to keep in mind. So for this, we got 8 tips for planning a trip to Disney World during autumn. Things that I wish I knew that I didn't know that I learned perhaps the hard way or just through the experience. And I kind of wish somebody would have told me. So let's hop into it. First of all, we have to talk about it. Dining. So if you are going in the next 60 days, so if August, September. You can select probably select now if you're going in October, November. You're coming very close. If you're going with a large group, 5 or more, or you're trying to select a popular location, like Space 220, Cinderellas Royal Table, there's a lot of popular places. Volume's not going to be as high. It's not going to be as hard to get like going during Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's still going to be challenging, certainly for the top 2 listed. But the good thing is, if you're staying at a Disney resort, book 60 days out, plus the days of your trip. I'll show you what that looks like but beforehand. And people who arrive the days before you can select reservations before you. And here's a not during a Halloween party, or am I saying don't eat dinner during the Halloween party? I actually kind of am saying that. If you are going to the Halloween party, thinking of going to the Halloween party, there's many available. I ate dinner during the Halloween party. I have 4 or 5 hours. I think it's 4 or 5 hours. I think it might be 5 now. That was almost 2 hours of my Halloween party spent eating. I won't do that again. I'm advising that the same. But if you're saying, hey, well, listen, vacation travel hacks, dude, I'm going to be hungry. Maybe eat before, maybe grab a quick service or a hot dog there at Casey's on the corner. These are just some tips. So what do I mean about 60 days out plus the time of your stay? This is the last day that people who aren't staying at Disney is out, for example, September 20th. That's what we can see. If you're staying at a Disney resort, checking in on the 12th for 4 nights here, you'd be able to book through the end of the week, the 16th. So, and you can log into your account, things to do, make reservations, and you can go ahead and take a look at what is available to you. Also, tip number 2. So we've done tip number 1, talking about food a little bit. We'll come back to food. Food's important. Food is part of Disney, but now weather is also part of Disney. And autumn is kind of it's a change of the seasons. It's not as dramatic as, say, like in Minnesota or anywhere else in the world, perhaps. It's if you're going in August, it's going to be hot. It's also peak hurricane season. That doesn't mean every day of from here through the end of fall it's going to be a hurricane. As a matter of fact, every time we have gone, we've lucked out. But just be mindful. The cool thing is, it should put you at mind. No place on earth I feel is ready for a hurricane. They do. If it comes through, there will be entertainment. They do the best. If you ever heard the expression, they will make lemons into lemonade, whatever the specific expression is. Disney will do it, and they'll do it well. So you'll be well taken care of. So if something springs up, you don't have to cancel, but insurance is probably something to consider. Otherwise, we'll get into the temperatures here. It is hot. Very hot in August. I put very. It's really hot in August, like super hot. September, like marginally cooler. You wouldn't really notice. It's still, and what I mean by hot is it's not like Phoenix 115 degrees. It'll probably be around 90 to 95, 80s if you're lucky. But this the humidity from the tropics, so it's kind of sticky. Even at night, it's still sticky. And then we got very hot to hot in October. It's starting to cool down a little bit. My recommendation: bring a poncho. Walmart has cheap ones, 50 cents, 75 cents. They're disposable. It's done raining, wad it up, throw it in the trash. And they're very compact, very cool to bring. Water, so extra socks, maybe extra shoes, certainly extra socks at a minimum. and that'll help you out. And then be careful of sandals and flip flops. They can cause blisters with either your foot sweating because it's hot, or if you step in a mud puddle or it rains on them, can cause some discomfort. Trust me, this is here because I know. Crowd volume and days of interest. So this isn't like New Year's Eve. This isn't Christmas busy, but there are periods where volume could be impacted. And it's just when you're thinking of, hey, do I Genie Plus? Hey, what do I do? Labor Day can be busy. Columbus Day can be busy. We got fall break. Some schools, like mine up here in Georgia, we're starting school now. Now's when we're starting school. So we get a thing called fall break. When I lived in Seattle, when I was a kid, we didn't start school until after Labor Day. So we didn't get a fall break. We went all the way to winter break. So you got fall break. So you got a contrast here. You got back to school, which is good for volumes. And most people go to school, late August to, September. But you also have people like I just said, who are already in school. So it's kind of it's a weird time. You got people going out, coming low. I don't know. Just be mindful of that. Weekend volumes. You got the Wine and Dine festival over there at Epcot. So weekend volumes are a little heavier than perhaps the weekdays. And of course, Halloween. It's in the middle of the week, so it's not going to be super impacting. But the Halloween party is sold out that day, so worth noting. Now, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party made it an acronym that you see at the top. It can and will impact the volume at the Magic Kingdom. People may not want to pay the daily price of $150 to $200 to get into the Magic Kingdom, but they might be interested in paying the $125 to $150 for the Halloween party ticket to get into the Magic Kingdom. And what does this look like for you? If you are just like staying on park and you're going to the Magic Kingdom, you won't notice a whole lot until sometime between 4 and 5 p.m. As a matter of fact, if you look at the main gate, you will see a line of thousands of people start to amass to get into the park. And they do let people into the park 3 to 4 hours early. So in the late afternoon, you'll see volumes gradually increase as you have the people who aren't staying for the party, mingling, as well as people who are going to be there. So the lines for everything, restrooms, Starbucks, Casey's hot dogs, will gradually get in there. Go if you can. If it's something, if you like Halloween, if you like, they got theming, they got the color, the ambiance. They play like the Haunted Mansion music for like the first 10 minutes or so of the party and the castles. It's everything you like about Disney with the Halloween theme. The special parades, special shows, special fireworks. It is a good deal. Oh, and by the way, if you're not going to the Halloween party, plan ahead because it will impact hours of operation. If you're not going, you get to leave a little earlier, and those that are going get to stay much later. Long lines in the beginning. Just a lot of people say, hey, the lines aren't going to be as long. That's true to a point, except everyone's thinking that. So everyone's going to Seven Dwarfs, and you can still, if you're not planning appropriately, you can still spend a good portion of your party in a line of some sort. Candy lines are long. So what I tried to do is I tried to head to Pirates or Big Thunder and try to get away from Space Mountain, Tron, and those areas. That area will be busy because of that. And then later in the evening, I will end on that side because people just get tired. People do leave early at these things. And you get a map at the beginning. Use the map. It'll show you where the candy handout centers are. It'll show you where the shows are. It will. The map is. It's actually, you can even save it. It'll be like a souvenir. But use it. It'll show you what's going on where and what time things are happening. Then what days are they? I could have created three calendars, I suppose, but check the Disney calendar because maybe they'll add one, maybe they won't. I don't know. But it's most Tuesdays and Fridays in August, most Sundays, Tuesdays, Fridays in September, and then in October it's Sunday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and then November 1st. Just you didn't have enough fun October 31st. Let's just throw one more in there. We'll call it a day. So that's kind of when they are what they do. Also, it's Food and Wine in Epcot. So you end up in the World Showcase. Yeah, you can ride Guardians, and you got Soarin' and Test Track and Frozen and all the rides and Remy. But you can also walk around the world and try some wine. That's not really my speed, but try some food. In front of all the different worlds, there'll be foods for you to indulge in. Check the menu. I don't really show the menus on this particular thing for that. A lot of other people have that beaten down, but I just recommend to take a look at it just in case somebody doesn't. Somehow we can make it all the way around, and then my kid won't find anything to eat. So if your plan is just to eat around the world, your kid might end up with a funnel cake for dinner, and maybe that's good. Maybe that's not good. I don't know. But normally there's something for everyone, and maybe there isn't. You can drink and or eat around the world. It's my personal goal to eat around the world, but if I start in Mexico, I don't really make it past China. I'm done eating around the world. And I still have Italy and Germany and all that stuff to go through. You can share the bites, get more, but also don't forget to drink water. World Showcase is kind of like the Animal Kingdom. It's going to be hot. Tip number 5, best places for a meal during the fall time. So, and then of course, tips to score reservations. You can start making your dinner reservations at 6 a.m. If it's like really important, like Cinderella's Royal Table in the castle at the Magic Kingdom or Space 220, if that's your goal, use a computer, use a phone, be redundant. You're competing against travel agents. I've been very successful. I've never not gotten it when I wanted it. But book high priority, hard to get reservations first, meaning you don't have to book in sequential order. Well, I'm staying on Monday, so Tuesday I'm going to eat here, and then on Wednesday I'm going to. No. What I would do is I would book maybe closer to the end of your trip to get Space 220 or the Royal Table, and then start working backwards. That you're going to have your availability, more availability at the end of your trip than the front. And if dinner's not available for where you want to eat, what about a late lunch? And if you can't get a table of 8, can you get 2 tables of 4? And then take a look at the menu before. We'll give you a little sampling here, but just because you want to eat at a nice fancy place doesn't necessarily mean little Susie or Timmy. And there's, believe me, it's a lot of fun while you're enjoying an expensive meal, yes, but also perhaps a tasty meal when your kid is just picking at the food and not eating that, and you're going to have to pay for that anyway. So a little research goes a long way. So during listen, Land of the Dead or Day of the Dead festival in the pyramid in the Mexican pavilion there, you can eat, and there's a ride going in front of you, and the pyramid back there, and a volcano smoking. Pretty cool place to eat. But here, it's right here. Here's the menu. Now, this is cool because you can see what they sell, and will your kids eat this? Most kids eat chicken tenders and quesadillas, but if your kid won't, maybe this place isn't for you. And a lot of this is habla español in the title, but habla anglais in the description. And it's a little bit more of an authentic Mexican taste than similar, actually more authentic Mexican than perhaps my local Mexican place, really. So yeah, that's one of the places. Some desserts. We always do dessert. You have to be our guest in the Magic Kingdom. Again, maybe not during a Halloween party because this dinner takes 1.5 to 2 hours. But it is if you've never eaten here with the Beast, the theming is fantastic. It's located here at this circle in the way back in Fantasyland, and it's what do they call it? Prefix dining, $67, $39. And again, I like to show you this because, what if your kid doesn't want to eat some of this food, but this food looks good to you? Somehow French onion soup, even though it's hot, it's always tasty. It doesn't make sense. Here's what the adults will eat. I always go for the filet. I can eat pork chops anytime. And then kids want to start with an iceberg wedge salad, kid, or maybe a fruit and cheese plate. And then a grilled beef tenderloin. Like I said, I show you this. It's cool to eat with the Beast, but what if your kid doesn't like to eat here? And then, of course, $40. You better eat, kid. That's kind of the way I look at it, but maybe you feel differently. And then, of course, try the gray stuff. It's delicious. It will be with your dessert. Otherwise, there's some buffets, and kids like buffets. And this one actually, they theme appropriately for the season. And here's some of the prices for breakfast and what they offer. This breakfast here is very similar to a breakfast that you'll find many other places throughout the Disney World complex. Dinner is a little bit more expensive, $60, $38. But, cool thing is there's like a little kids section, maybe mini corn dogs, mini dragon or dinosaur chicken nuggets. So there's something for everyone at a buffet, and then there are characters that walk around. So it's a buy one get one. You eat and get a selfie and do it for the gram. Tusker House. You want to eat breakfast in Safari Land? You got Mickey and team walking around their safari outfits. Breakfast is $45 and $29, very similar to what you'd have at Hollywood Studios, and dinner is $49 and $38. And again, mini corn dogs. Your kids will eat something. Hopefully, it's $38 worth, and you're full. And then you go do a safari or Everest. Who doesn't like riding around Everest? Other things to honorable mentions. California Grill is a great experience. Just take a look at the menu for any of these, and breakfast at Royal Table is actually a real solid breakfast. And you get pictures with the princesses if that's a priority. But any of these places here are certainly noteworthy. And one last thought here. Well, two thoughts. One, Via Napoli, great pizza, table-sized pizza, Beer Garden. It's dinner and a show. Yeah, it's Wiener Schnitzel and sauerkraut, as well as some other German classics. Mac and cheese is fantastic. Even the stuff in it, the food is good, but the entertainment that they do about once every 45 minutes or so, come out in horns, and it's just you really feel like you might be at Oktoberfest. It's great. I highly recommend it. So we talked about volumes. There's several holidays in the fall period, some fall break items. If you notice that the wait times are higher than what you'd like them to be, there's some strategies to avoid that. So we got rope drop, is where you wake up early, pile everyone into a bus, and you're, you and everyone else seemingly are in a rush to get, onto the transportation, into the gates, and then on to whatever ride it is you're trying to do. And that's a good strategy, because while you're spending all that time getting out there, a lot of people are sleeping in, and they're not impacting the wait times yet, or close the shop. You can ride during fireworks shows or nighttime shows. Wait times will be there. We'll talk about Genie Plus. Halloween party, wait times will be reduced. And if you stay at a deluxe resort, wait times will be reduced again. So what do I mean by, rope drop and, close the shop? So we're going to show you some rides here. So Remy, if you run in, you can get in there under an hour if you're like one of the first few people. Otherwise, after a little bit after opening, it inflates to just over an hour for most of the day until the noon, when it's 2 hours. And then as people start leaving, close the shop is when it's under 70 minutes. So that's a good strategy for Remy as people start lining up for the fireworks. Slinky Dog, honestly, open shop and close the shop's the only way to do. Go back there, get on there. Hour and a half will be your wait shortly after opening, and then 80 minutes shortly before closing as everyone makes their way to Fantasmic. Otherwise, 2 to 3 hours is somewhere along the norm for that. Seven Dwarves, similar, 90 minutes. And during the fireworks, it's down under 90 minutes. Rise of the Resistance. Everybody wants to go back there 2 to 3 hours throughout most of the day until everyone starts leaving for dinner. Fantasmic, hour and a half over there. So okay, I don't necessarily know if I want to wake up early, and I don't know if I'll just want to ride one ride. What if I want to do more? What is Genie Plus? Tell me more about Genie Plus. So it helps you essentially avoid the wait times. So you got two different options. You can do both. You can do one or the other. This is effective with the new July update. If you want to do just a park, we start at the bottom. You just want to go to Animal Kingdom and only do Fast Pass or Genie Plus at Animal Kingdom, $15 or $17 Epcot. And it's cheaper here because there's not as much to do compared to Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom. If you want to do, open up your day, this is what we do. Go to Animal Kingdom and, we'll Genie Plus, Avatar, the Navi River Journey, Safari, and Everest. And then finish up the day, take like a little afternoon break, grab dinner somewhere, and then work our way to the Magic Kingdom and close strong. We would do the multi-park one. Also, not included in these, you can do Tron, you can do Guardians, you can do Seven Dwarfs. So you can pay $23 to Genie Plus, the rides at the park, and add $12, $20, $25 per person for these other rides, up to 2 per day. So that's kind of how it works. I got a whole other video dedicated to it. So you got your individual lightning lane, it's pay per ride, and then standard lightning lane, it's pay once per day, back to these prices here. that I showed you here. So, and you know that because there's no price next to it. If there's a price next to it, you can purchase it. All right, so we're doing good. How to purchase it? Recommend doing it well before 7 a.m., especially if you're trying to get Slinky Dog. Some of these things get sold out real fast. Slinky Dog is one of the first gone, and then Frozen, and then you can make one. The general gist is you can make a Genie pass at 7, and then again 2 hours after the park opens, or if you use it first. So it'll help you avoid the wait times. And this is kind of what it looks like when I said, hey, what sells out first? Seven Dwarves, 7:15 after the Genie opens, 5:20, and then Jungle Cruise is very popular at this park. Slinky Dog at 7:15 was already gone. It's over here on the right. You can't even get it. It's not unusual for it to be gone at 7 to 2, especially during the Labor Day, Columbus Day, etc. Other things to consider if you're just, I didn't know about this. I thought the only way to watch fireworks was to, not wait in line for a long time or watch it behind a tree where nobody else was. You could throw some money at it and attend a party, and you get to. It's really peaceful. You go up and say, "Hey, I'm in a dessert party." They find your name on a list. They seat you if you're into the treats and seats or pre-party. You go and eat some food, some desserts, refreshments. You're sitting, you're off your feet, and then before the show, they take you off to this area in front of the castle, one of the little garden areas, and it's spacious. Great view, unobstructed view. No one's right in front of you with a kid on their shoulders or a phone up. It's $100 plus per person, but kind of pay for what you get. So if you're only going to be there, once in a while, and this is something you like to do, or you just have disposable income, certainly worth doing. The other option is the post party. It's where you go up, check in, you watch fireworks while the mass of humanity is departing to get on, whatever the next ride is, or the buses and the monorails to head back. You're sitting there enjoying the treats and refreshments. They also have something similar, Rose and Crown, Spices, Road Table. Harder to get at Epcot, but it is available. So those are the 8 tips. You're going into the fall. Just some things to consider, minutiae, wrap your mind around. But most importantly, try to stay in the moment. Some final tips here. I'm the family planner for my group of 8 to 15. We bring about 4 families down there. Even though you're planning, try to stay in the moment. You've done everything. Have fun. Pack some patience. It's going to be a little busy, but it's going to be okay. Breathe. You spent thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of dollars. If it's busy, plan a little bit of time to get to and from the parks. Buses can be full, especially when leaving after fireworks. Try to have a hydration plan. Quick service places give you free cups of waters, water fountains everywhere. Bottles of water can be purchased. You can have Amazon or Walmart or DoorDash bring you water, drink water, and then the plans change, and that's okay. Sometimes rides close, and you'll get an update if you do Genie Plus. I wouldn't plan to do open to close. I wouldn't plan to do that. You could, but also consider using a mobile ordering for food. So these are the tips that we consider. Time's going to go by so fast. You're going to have a blast, and pay attention to the fall theming. The pumpkins are going to be they do a great job in the Magic Kingdom, and it's fantastic. So I hope you have fun. I'll see you in the next video. Travel safe.